What would you do if I told you that you were paying taxes on more than your income and purchases? If I told you that you're paying taxes on every single thing in your life, your time, your energy? So, what is this insane tax on everything? I would like to tell you a quote from Seneca, who, if you don't know who Seneca is, he is a philosopher from the 1st century AD. He basically wrote this letter to his friend Lucilius and said, "All the things which cause complaint or dread are the taxes of life, things from which, my dear Lucilius, you should never hope for exemption or seek escape." So what are these taxes, these dreads? The tax can be thought of basically as any discomfort that comes from our comforts. That's how I think about it. So, for example, if you are fortunate enough to have a home, you have to keep that home clean. You have to spend time and effort cleaning it. And if you have a bigger home, you have to spend more time cleaning and maintaining that home. If you have clothes on your back, your tax might be having to wash them. And if you're fortunate enough to have nicer, more expensive clothes, then that might be hand washing or driving your clothes to the dry cleaner and having to go pick them up. Same thing goes for cookware. You've got nicer dishes, you have to spend time hand washing those. When it comes to travel, this can be delays. So let me give you an example. Imagine that you take a vacation to Hawaii. Now you get to Hawaii, everything is great, you've got your photo op moments, you look fabulous, you've edited, and then you go to post on your story and it doesn't upload for 3 hours. You have a beautiful, lavish dinner, it's wonderful, it was the best food you've ever had in your life, and then afterwards you're a little bloated and you go to a show that you have tickets for and you're so stuffed you kind of doze off a little bit. You know, those are all life taxes and things that you could be upset about, or things that you just recognize are a trade-off. You know, maybe you climb the top of a volcano while you're there in Hawaii and you feel so accomplished and amazing and you're on top, you're looking at the views, it's gorgeous, you can't believe that you just did it, you're feeling proud, but you got mosquito bites the whole way. You know, are you going to let some mosquito bites ruin this amazing accomplishment and the amazing view that you have? Or are you gonna scratch your legs while you're looking at the beautiful view? Every single thing in life comes with taxes. It doesn't matter who you are or how much you have. There's always an associated fee for living and being a human and having this human experience. So I think that it's important that we find the root of our life taxes and make that a conscious decision. I've realized that when I'm at work, my coworkers and I just complain constantly. Like, every little thing that happens, we're like complaining and venting, and you know, it can be fun and sort of a way that bonds us because we're all there in that same situation. But what does it really serve? You know, it doesn't do anything except keep us frustrated and annoyed all day. So I've really been trying to make an effort to stop that complaining and repurpose things, and my days at work have been a lot better. But it's the same thing, you know, if you have grown up with family or friends who complain about that stuff all the time, then you stay in that same sort of pattern. And it's important to break that habit and help others do the same. You know, if you're, for instance, delayed at the airport and your friends are like, "Oh my gosh, this is so awful, what are we gonna do?" Be like, "Hey, well, we were talking about this on the way to the airport, why don't we go ahead and continue that conversation? We've got time to kill now, or why don't we go take a walk, take a stroll through the airport and look at the stores. We were running late and in a little bit of a rush before, so we didn't get to do that. Now we can take our time." Recognizing where these things come from can change your perspective on them. It's like in the big house example, for instance, if you have a bigger house, you either have to spend the time yourself cleaning and maintaining that home for it to be a nice place that you enjoy, or you need to pay a housekeeper. Either way, it's a tax, and you can either complain about having so much to clean or having to pay a housekeeper, or you can recognize that that's because you're successful enough that you were able to afford a big house, and that's an amazing thing. Be thankful for that and say, I'm happy that I have to pay a housekeeper because it means I don't have to clean this house. So I hope I haven't skewed this in a way that makes it sound like everything good comes with a negative side, but it's just that nothing comes for free. Nothing comes for free. Not every life tax is something beneficial, the way that our state taxes or country taxes help to take care of our poor and sick, but they come from a good place either way. So the reason that we really should be recognizing and taking the time to point these things out to ourselves is because it gives us more enjoyment. You know, if I've heard people say, you know, I want to win the lottery, I would love to win $1 million, and someone else says, well, you're gonna lose half of it to taxes anyway. I don't know about you, but me personally, I would rather get $500,000 and pay $500,000 to taxes. Not the same, but you know, win $1 million, take home $500,000, pay $500,000, then get zero. That would be excellent to me. So the more that we allow ourselves to just complain, we miss out on the good that's happening, because everything good is overshadowed by the negative. So if we can understand that everything good comes with a tax and pay that joyfully and recognize, this is my life tax, it's annoying, but that means something good is happening right now. You know, even if my income taxes are higher this year, it means that I had a more successful year and I made more money. The peace that you gain from being able to recognize this and pay joyfully is worth having to retrain yourself, because this is not something that most of us are born doing and raised doing. This is something that we actively have to retrain ourselves and relearn, because in our society, most of the time, we're taught the opposite. We're taught to complain and air out our frustrations. And on the one hand, you know, a squeaky wheel is the one that gets the oil. So I'm not saying never complain about anything in life. There are certainly times where we should be loud. But if you're complaining because you're having to deal with more life tax because of successful wins or good things that are happening, then you're taking away your own joy. And the peace that you can gain from retraining yourself and taking the time to practice is going to be worth the life tax of having to take the time and do that practice, and start to recognize those times when you're complaining about life taxes and pause and realize that it's usually from a good place. And I hope that this can help you to find more peace in those taxes that we all have to pay, because I think we can all be a little bit happier when we are able to look at it from a place of joy and a place of accomplishment, a place of appreciation. I appreciate the good things that are happening to me, so I will gladly and joyfully pay the little bit that I have to, because that is just law. If the good comes with a tax, then that is the law, and we just can make the best of it or the worst of it, and we can allow it to overshadow the good things, or we can lean into the good things. So let's do our best to lean into the good. I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you for being here.